What is up, guys? Dan from the Elite 4 crew here, and we are bringing you week 1 of season 4 of the APA, and we, the Addlestone AMPHAROS, are up against Carson and the Arizona DIAMONDSTORMs. So we've got the teams up here. This is actually a post-commentary, guys. I haven't recorded this live because I was out. Going to try and be doing it live from now on, but we've got a post-commentary for this match, for the first match. So the team that Carson brought, he brought the Mega Kangaskhan, the Caesar, the Embor, the Cresselia, the Golurk. He didn't bring the Gramble, which we were kind of expecting, and the Zoroark. So, kind of, we prepared relatively well for this team, for the team that he brought. So let's go ahead and see how this lines up. So I'm thinking here, I'd usually lead with Nidoking, just to try and set up Stealth Rocks early. And I thought he may just straight up put the Cresselia in to counter the Nidoking. But I went up. I thought, you know, I'll just go straight for it. I'll go for the Nidoking. See what he brings out, and he does actually send out the Cresselia. So at this point, I'm thinking I could just straight up try and get Stealth Rock up, but obviously if he goes for a Psychic, it's probably going to hurt, or he can try and Calm Mind, and there's nothing that I can really do to hurt his Cresselia. So I switched out, brought out Heracross, and he went for a U-turn. So straight away, he reveals that was his Zoroark. That was his Zoroark. So he U-turns out of there, that's absolutely fine. We resisted that, and he goes out into his Man Bear Pig, which is Embor. So obviously we don't want to be taking. I did a couple calcs, and we didn't want to be taking a Flame Blitz from this guy. So because Flame Blitz would have taken us out, we could have gone for a close combat, which I think it just didn't kill. I can't remember the speed stats. I think he was faster than me, so I noped out of there. Switched floaties out. Went out into Same Bro, and took a Flame Charge. 22%. That did relatively enough, and he got a 1.5 times speed boost from that. So at this point, I'm kind of thinking, I misplayed here, guys. I misplayed. So obviously, I've got the Choice Scarf, which times my speed by 1.5. I think it's 1.5. Completely forgot about his speed boost. And he had Earthquake on this set. So I thought, right, straight up Earthquake, that'll KO. So I went for the Earthquake, and he actually won the speed tie. He Earthquaked me and took me out. So Ditto went down straight away, really early on, which wasn't ideal. It kind of set us up badly for the rest of the game, to be honest. Because Ditto was a big counter to either his Calm Mind Cresselia or his Mega Kangaskhan, whichever he decided to go for. So we went back out into Nidoking and thought we'd go for an Earthquake of our own, I believe. But he actually got his off first. Again, I completely forgot about. I think I must have forgotten about the speed boost again. So yeah, I misplayed pretty hard, or I misinterpreted the speed numbers, which wasn't ideal for us. But I did get the Stealth Rocks up, which I really wanted to do. Just to get a bit of chip damage off and everything. It brings his Embor down. If he decides to switch his Embor out at any point, it brings his Embor down enough for a close combat to take it out from Heracross, as well as being in range for a Rock Throw from Rampardos. So we actually just went out to Ingenia here, expecting the Earthquake, but he went straight for a Flame Charge. Obviously, if he went for an Earthquake, he kind of predicted my switch there. It was quite predictable. I went for a Flame Charge, which actually did 45% on my Ingenie, which really, again, we were on the back foot at this stage. So straight up went for I think I went for a Thunder Wave here, and yeah, he knew I was going to go for an Electric Attack. So he brought out his Techno, the Golurk, which obviously is immune to any electric attacks. So we got predicted pretty hard again there. Carson made some pretty good plays in this match. So we get a bit of leftovers recovery, and we went straight up for a Grass Knot. I forgot to pause that. We went for a Grass Knot. I don't know, he obviously wasn't expecting us to carry Grass Knot. Unfortunately, it didn't take him out. I had been running Life Orb on this Thundurus when I've been practicing, and in the end I went for leftovers on him, simply because I wanted him to be around a bit longer this match. So unfortunately the Grass Knot didn't take him out, and he went for a Rock Polish, which wasn't a problem. It was a problem actually. Once again, it was a problem. the speed boost just completely. So his Golok outsped and Stone Edge, which usually, whenever I use it, usually misses. He landed that against me and took out Ingenie, which is really, really bad. And the life orb that he's carrying takes out the Golok. So at this stage, I'm kind of thinking, obviously Nidoking can just be sacked off at this point. He can just be used for a free switch in for one of our mons. So I think, if I'm thinking correctly, I went out to Heracross, yeah, because I thought I may as well try and get a sweep on, and he went straight out for his Man Bear Pig. So we got played again. So we had to switch out. I went out into Tickle Monster, the Cofagrigus, and he took the Flame Charge pretty well, 20%, and we took his Reckless ability from him. He got the speed boost, but that's absolutely fine. So we went for a Sucker Punch. We actually went for a Trick Room. I didn't know that he was carrying Sucker Punch. So obviously that's a massive thing. And obviously Caesar carries Bullet Punch. His Mega Kangaskhan probably carries Sucker Punch. And I just really wasn't thinking. His Zoroark probably carries Sucker Punch. So going for a Trick Room here probably wasn't my best idea. Obviously I spoke about it in my team builder yesterday. Trick Room just does allow Rampardos to set up, but the thing I really forgot about was priority moves still matter in Trick Room. So unfortunately, we do switch out to the Rampardos, and he goes for a Flare Bits, which does 43%, which actually is quite a lot. Obviously, Rampardos' defense stats aren't great; they're pretty poor, and he gets that speed boost yet again, and gets a Sucker Punch. And before we've even attacked him, we're down to 20%, unfortunately. So we did go for a Rock Throw, and we hit it. So we take out the Man Bear Pig, but Rampardos is down to 20%. And to be honest, I didn't even need to count this to know that a Bullet Punch takes me out. Bullet Punch takes me out, and I kind of wanted to preserve Rampardos just because it is good for a late game sweep, except for when there's priority moves involved. So we switched out, went straight out to Cofagrigus, because I thought if he hits me, which he went for the Bullet Punch. I thought if he hits me, then we can take his Technician ability away, replace it with Mummy, which would be really, really good for us. Obviously, that powers up all his moves. So I did 25% to us, and he got the Mummy ability. And at this point, I thought I may as well go for a Will-O-Wisp. I think I went for a Will-O-Wisp. He withdraws, goes out to his Moonduck, the Cresselia. We Will-O-Wisp and we miss, which is unfortunate. But he ends up getting burned by a Flame Orb anyway. And at this point I'm thinking, Flame Orb Cresselia? No, it's going to be his Zoroark. So the Zoroark comes out here, so I'm getting straight out of there. And Henry VIII takes the Dark Pulse. We sack him off there and gives us a free switch into Heracross. So Mega Evolved, and we went straight for and he went for an extra sensory, which actually did 44% to us, which was quite a lot. I really didn't want to be taking that much damage. Went for a close combat, and that obviously took out the Zoroark. So we went down to 3v3 at this point. Obviously Rampardos is low health, and Cofagrigus doesn't really serve much purpose in this team at this point. Obviously for the Cresselia, but it doesn't really do enough damage to handle him by itself. So Kanga's mum came out here. So we switched out to Cofagrigus, again thinking if we can get rid of his Parental Bond ability, it'll be happy days for us. So he Mega Evolved, and he went for a Crunch. Again, he predicted the Cofagrigus to come in, which was absolutely fine, and we get the Mummy ability switch. So we get rid of his Parental Bond after this attack. So he took us down to 15%, Leftovers takes us back up to 21%, and just went straight up for an Earthquake just to get rid of Tickle Monster right here. And at this point I had to go out to Heracross. There's no point in going out to Rampardos where he could just go for a Drain Punch, or not a Drain Punch, where either a Drain Punch to get some HP back, or a Power Up Punch to just power up his Kangaskhan even more. So at this point, an Earthquake doesn't take us out. We resist Earthquake. We went straight up for a close combat here, which takes out the Kangaskhan. So that actually got rid of our Skill Link ability, which wasn't a problem really. I obviously would have gone. I don't know what move. I think I went for close combat here, but I know Bullet Punch takes us out. Unfortunately, Bullet Punch does the same. We ends up giving the Mummy ability, or his I don't know what happened there. Gained the mummy ability from Heracross somehow. Oh, because we gained that from Mega Kangaskhan. And then the Bullet Punch obviously takes out the Ramparos as well. So all I can say is good game to Carson. He played us really well. We didn't have the best of games. It was late at night when I had this battle. It's not really an excuse, but I just wasn't really thinking straight. Let's get in for that Trick Room, for the Ditto, again for Thunderous as well. So we didn't play our best. All I can say is yeah, good game to Carson, and hopefully we can bounce back next week. Next week we're playing against Cloud Nimbus. Cloud Nimbus really helped me out last season, so I'm looking forward to battling him and showing him what I've learned. But Cloud is a really good battler, so it's going to be tough. But hopefully we can go 1-on-1 next week. So that's pretty much it, guys. I'm just going to bring up, hopefully, if I edit this right, I'm going to bring up the stats from week 1 and the league standings from all 4 divisions in the 2 conferences. So you can see that we are tied for bottom with Cloud. So I mean, Cloud's loss was really unlucky. He missed a lot of moves, but yeah. So we're in the silver division in the Johto conference. But hopefully, guys, we can do better next week. That's all I can say. Thanks for watching, guys. I've been your boy Elite4Dan. Goodbye.